station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at noon, covering all of the DMV. I'm Ben Dennis in for Mark Hall. It's a DMV First Warn Day as our weather team is tracking the chance of severe storms heading into our area. Right now, a live look outside from our DC News Now roof cam. The Washington Monument on your screen. It looks a little bit hazy out there. Certainly the calm before the storm, but that's expected to change this afternoon, which is why we want to go right to meteorologist Damon Matson, joining us with the latest look at our forecast. Damon, could we see a repeat of damaging gusts that toppled trees just 2 Saturdays ago?
Well, Ben, that's just it. I think that today could be just as bad as what we saw a couple of weeks ago on that Saturday, possibly even worse. Folks, today is no joke. We have all the ingredients lining up out there, and that is why we have such a high severe risk. What you're seeing here is from the Storm Prediction Center, and that red on the screen, that is a level 4 out of 5 risk for that severe weather. This risk scale only goes up to a level 5, so this is one of the highest categories we can get, and we do not see a level 4 risk for severe storms in the DMV much at all here. The last time we saw a level 4 risk was back in 2013, 10 years ago. This is a very rare occurrence, but it is out there today covering pretty much the entire area. Now, what I'm showing you here in the pink, this is the possibility of destructive winds, and this is a very high risk for destructive winds in the purple, and notice how this covers the entire area. So that's one of the main things we are going to be tracking and talking about, that threat for destructive wind gusts, and then all other modes of severe weather are going to be possible as well, folks. We're talking tornadoes, we're talking large hail, flooding, and frequent lightning. Now, all is quiet for the moment across the DMV, but here in the red, we already have a tornado watch. It's for West Virginia, Ohio, parts of southwestern Pennsylvania. And look at all of these storms that are firing up to the west. Multiple storms already severe warned on the other side of the Appalachian Mountains. And all of this is going to be rolling our direction over the next few hours. So folks, have a way to get warnings today. Stay weather aware if you are going to be out and about. We have a few more hours of quiet before these storms start to fire up around 2 to 3 o'clock. And then from that point on, we are going to be looking at the threat for thunderstorms, most of them severe, at least until 8 to 9 o'clock tonight. So we'll time out these storms even more so in detail and talk about the threats we could see from these through the rest of the day, all coming up in your full forecast in just a bit.
Looking forward to a great information. Thank you, Damon. A 12-year-old girl is in the hospital after a tree fell on her. It happened last night in Northeast DC when she was taking out the trash. That's according to her family. It happened near 24th Street near the Langston Golf Course and driving range. While the family says she's in the hospital, no word at this hour of her condition. They added that the same tree was hit by lightning during last week's storms. And for more weather updates and the latest forecast, be sure to download the DC Weather Now app on your phone. You can also visit our website, dcnewsnow.com. And new this afternoon, D.C. police have identified the 3 people shot and killed in Anacostia Saturday night. Shots fired just before 8:30 on Good Hope Road. In total, 5 people were shot, 4 men and 1 woman. The woman and 2 men who died on scene have now been identified as 27-year-old Tamia Cook, 35-year-old Bernard Hodges, and 34-year-old Reginald Gilbert. There's an award of up to $75,000 offered for any information leading to an arrest. And the Good Hope Road shooting, one of several this weekend in the district. Community members are yet again having to process another violent weekend in D.C. But now the police department is looking to those community leaders for a partnership to respond. Our Lex Juarez is at the police station to explain how the new acting chief is looking to move forward.
Right, well, in one word, we're moving forward together, and Chief Pamela Smith isn't holding back her thoughts on that or the violence. She says it's despicable, it's disturbing, and she reiterated that it's going to take all of us working together to put a stop to it. Now, at a press conference on Saturday night on Good Hope Road, she pointed to community members to help her department. She recognized their role in keeping the community safe, but said that they can't do it alone. She's asking for people to send in tips and to not stay silent when they see something going on that shouldn't be.
This kind of gun violence is not acceptable in the District of Columbia. This is not a war zone. We want our residents to feel safe. And I'm asking you, listen, our officers are where they need to be. Our expectation is that the community will respond to us accordingly so that we can continue to keep your city safe.
Well, Chief Smith also spoke on illegal guns in the community, and she's asking community members who know where illegal guns are and who has them to send in tips to the police department so they can get those guns off our streets. In Washington, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
Our thanks to Lex for that report. Happening now in Montgomery County, a suspicious fire investigation is underway at a restaurant in Wheaton. This happened early yesterday morning near the intersection of University Boulevard and Veers Mill Road. Fire DMS say a basement fire call came in around 5 in the morning at the Rumba y Carbone restaurant. 65 firefighters responded. One employee of that restaurant reportedly suffered minor burns. There are $750,000 in damages reported there. Again, the cause of the fire still under investigation, but it is considered suspicious. And in Virginia, many lower-income customers, energy customers, will see relief on their power bills. Dominion Energy is capping rates for utilities. Haley Milon covers Northern Virginia for us, and she breaks down who can expect to see some savings.
There's a couple moving pieces here. Dominion Energy says that they cut costs for everyone across the board. But for the low-income program, they're funding it with a 79-cent surcharge that'll show up on everyone else's bill. Now, folks on fixed income tell me that this is a huge relief.
Bills are high.
But some welcomed relief on power bills, at least. The General Assembly mandating the Percentage of Income Payment Program, or PIP, shielding customers making up to 150% of the federal poverty level.
I think it's an excellent idea because we need a break somewhere.
The State Corporation Commission just gave a green light to Dominion Energy's plan to surcharge other customers 79 cents per billing cycle to fund the program. Dominion spokeswoman Peggy Fox says since July 1st, everyone's seeing cuts to their bills. The company eliminating 3 standalone charges and lowering fuel costs, bringing the average power bill down to $125 a month, an average savings of $14.
That's 20% lower than the national average, 39% lower than the East Coast average.
Fox says that customers in PIP should still be able to participate in other bill relief programs, and struggling customers should reach out.
We don't know if people are struggling. We can do our best to work with them.
But with this new plan, a question arises. Will PIP customers overuse energy if they're not footing the bill?
We know human nature. People are going to, use excess. They're going to do excess.
I talked to a bunch of customers who won't qualify for PIP. They say they just won't even notice that 79-cent surcharge. However, they're also not noticing that savings that Dominion claimed customers are seeing, mostly because they say they use so much more energy in the summer months. In Arlington, I'm Haley Milon, DC News Now.
And from Virginia to Maryland, the Annapolis Police Department says that they've received several reports of residents getting fake calls, claiming to be people identifying themselves as Annapolis police officers and asking for money from missed court dates. Police say 3 victims were coerced into sending money. They're reminding people that officers will not ask for money over the phone or ask for gift cards. And happening now, the U.S. Department of Justice has asked a federal judge overseeing the latest criminal case against former President Donald Trump in D.C. to issue a protective order against him. Well, this comes after Mr. Trump wrote Friday on his platform Truth Social, quote, "If you go after me, I'm coming after you." That post comes after Trump pleaded not guilty last Thursday to the latest charges against him over his challenges to the 2020 election he lost. Trump faces 4 counts, including conspiracy to violate civil rights, conspiracy to defraud the United States, and conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding. And after his arraignment, Trump said this.
Seeing the filth and the decay and all of the broken buildings and walls and the graffiti, this is not the place that I left. It's a very sad thing to see it. When you look at what's happening, this is a persecution of a political opponent. This was never supposed to happen in America.
And the former president only drove straight from Reagan National Airport to the courthouse downtown and back on Thursday. And after those comments from Trump, DC News Now retraced his route from DCA to the courthouse. Take a look. There were some isolated spots of graffiti as we headed over the 14th Street Bridge and headed into the 3rd Street Tunnel, as well as some wear and tear on roadways you can see on your screen. Some people are pushing back about what Trump said about D.C.
I don't really see as much of that when I'm walking around. Obviously, it's a city, so you see a lot of graffiti, a lot of rubbish, a lot of trash around, just kind of in any city.
You may see a passing freight train with some graffiti on it.
And other people added they believe that D.C. is in need of some infrastructure repairs. Others said the comments from the former president are trying to stir his political base. We did reach out to the Republican Party of D.C. and have not heard back for their response. Meantime, the former president and his legal team are bracing for more potential charges this week. In Georgia, a Fulton County grand jury is expected to announce charges against Trump for attempting to overturn the state's election in 2020. Streets will be closed to traffic around the courthouse in Atlanta starting today through next Friday. Trump's attorneys said they will appeal a judge's ruling denying their request to remove the district attorney leading that investigation.